Issue Boyd and Gunnar in the house, back with another bang on video. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona may be left with no choice but to play Felipe Coutinho next season because potentially it would bag Liverpool £17 million when the La Liga giants paid £105 million for the Brazilian in 2017. They agreed to pay £35 million worth on add-on clauses, most of which are yet to be met. By far and away, the biggest add-on remaining would be £17 million that Barcelona will have to hand over when Coutinho reaches 100 games for the club. Currently, he stands at 76 appearances from his 18 months at the Nou Camp. Wow, Liverpool are really smart. Moving on, Gary Neville has suggested finishing the Premier League season abroad in a coronavirus-free country. He says if the Premier League are really serious about delivering the matches that remain in a safe environment, they would move it to 2 or 3 spots that are within 3 or 4 hours of this country that are coronavirus-free. They would take the Premier League players, broadcasters, and media over, quarantine for a week or two, and then deliver it in an environment that has proven it can handle this virus. There are a couple of hotspots in Europe that haven't got coronavirus, which could handle the Premier League finishing. If they were serious about it and wanted to deliver it with a safe outcome, they could do that. Good idea. Moving on. Well, here's a part. The amount of agents Charles Watts has been speaking to, he says, people in the industry, people at Arsenal, everyone is saying that this upcoming market is virtually going to be non-existent. It's going to be clever loan deals. Free transfers are going to be gold dust. There's Cedric as well. That's another player who they could get on a free transfer if they want. He could come in as cover for the right back. And if you're asking me, do I think Aubameyang will sign? I'd say as it stands, and from people I've been speaking to, I'd say no. Whether that means he'll leave this summer, though, I'm not so sure anymore because of this pandemic and delay, season ending, things like that may not happen. Premier League clubs want to finish the season behind closed doors at neutral stadiums from June, with West Ham, Man City, and Arsenal likely to host games because they are not surrounded by housing. And that is something really great. Axel Disasi or Kunkokchi, players Arsenal really like, have watched a lot this season. Kokchu is available at around £20 million. Before this whole pandemic thing, these were the deals Arsenal would have been able to do, but now just not so sure. Arsenal actually could qualify for the UEFA Champions League if season resumes. If that happens, then they'll be in a better position financially. But if it ends now, Arsenal are ninth. They wouldn't even qualify for the Europa League. If that happens, which is the worst case scenario, not going to be much transfer dealings at all. Meanwhile, Memphis Depay, who only has a year left on his deal, Lyon could sell him at around £30 million. He wanted to move last summer, but big clubs didn't come for him. United have a buyback clause, but they haven't shown any interest on him. Alex Lacazette, who is in advanced contact with Atletico Madrid, had spoken several times with Berta on the phone. Both Aubameyang and Lacazette will not leave at the same time. If the Premier League season 2019-2020 resumes, all games will be at 8 to 10 neutral venues with no home games for any club. That is something really huge. Moving on, Southampton are confident of beating Arsenal and Tottenham in the race to sign Axel Disasi by paying £30 million. And also, Italian newspaper Lego says that Roma may try to engineer a swap deal with Arsenal for Mkhitaryan, and Cengiz Undaya is the player that they're naming. Edin Dzeko says something about Henrik Mkhitaryan, which is so beautiful. He says, I have always liked him as a footballer, and now that I've known him, I can say that he is a very good person and a fantastic player. We want to keep him, and we hope that he stays. We need people like him to make important results. 2 players and a physio from Bundesliga side FC Cologne test positive for coronavirus. The federal government and the Prime Minister has postponed the decision to restart the Bundesliga until May 6th. This means that behind closed doors, football could start on 16th May at the earliest. Bundesliga players have been told that extraordinary measures to which they would be subjected, including traveling to matches in 3-team buses for social distancing, to enter the pitch separately, to be sequestered in hotels before games, tested the day before. It is understood that players will be allowed home after matches, but family members must be listed and they will remain isolated with their meals still being delivered. Huge thing, isn't it? But moving on, Premier League's top 6 fear that cancelling this season could see an unprecedented scrapping of 2020-2021 campaign due to the possible 18-month wait for coronavirus vaccine, as 4-hour meeting ends with rallying cry for June 12 project restart date. Moving on, I think here's something special for you guys. There is a feeling among a raft of clubs that the top clubs who are in favour of continuing the season are in serious danger of destroying football's integrity, of trying to finish the season during a global pandemic. Willian says that as he doesn't cause any trouble before leaving Chelsea, it is fine for him to move to a rival club. Adds that his family loves living in London. And also former Celtic striker Frank McGarvey says about Odson Edward, he says, I think someone will come in the summer and put £20 million on the table for him. You can't blame Celtic for taking it, especially in the current climate. And also Atletico Madrid are in advanced negotiations with Alex Lacazette, and that, my friend, is really huge. Football International journalist Martin Kabendam on Orkun Kokcu says there has been an offer from Feyenoord and he has refused. It's no secret that Arsenal has yet already spoken to Kokcu's agents. The Seville clubs are also very interested in the midfielder, and that has been really huge, isn't it? Well, not only that, we've got some more news covering up for you guys. So sit back, relax, enjoy with the second video that's going to come, and I'm going to bring you all the news that you deserve as an Arsenal fan. I will see you in my next video. Until then, cheers, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon, because when you do that, you get 2 videos about Arsenal every single day. No matter what, this global pandemic, this crisis will not stop the content from coming to YouTube to you via this platform. So subscribe to this channel. Tell your friends who are Arsenal fans to subscribe to this channel. I will see you in my next video. Until then.